NCRP Productions presents the Muttinshire Chronicles, a Pugmire actual play podcast, Story 2, An Enlightening Journey, Part 3. Hi, this is Barry, and welcome back to Pugmire, the Muttinshire Chronicles, An Enlightening Journey. I'm going to have everyone introduce themselves, and we will get started.
Hi, I'm Jessica, and I'm going to be playing Rex.
Hello, this is Josh. I'm playing Bosley, the St. Bernard Shepherd.
Hello everyone, this is David. I am playing Cordell, the Ratter.
Hello, this is Ty. I'll be playing Kenji, the Arcane Knight.
Hey everybody, it's Pedro. I'll be playing Lucille, the Saluki Hunter.
And to be completist, Rex is an artisan.
Oh, yes, I am an artisan sage.
All right, so last time we had made it up to the waterfall. You guys had started making your climb up. You have gotten in through the opening that you had understood from Mr. Bijan was the way to go in. You guys have made your ways down. You have run into rats. You have run into dire ticks. And you run into rats again. And down a side hallway, you hear, no, 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 no! And that's where we stopped. So we are there right now. The rats have just zipped past all of you again, going the opposite direction. They have all come across your feet and gone up and into this tunnel that we had Cordell explaining to everyone is this way. What Cordell saw that no one else knows is he saw a small pinprick of light down that hallway or down that tunnel. Additionally, Bosley and then the others had heard the rats, but Bosley also heard a weird bell sound that he was pretty sure came from down that hallway. And that's what you guys have heard.
But there's a dog down there. Somebody just spoke. We gotta go help them.
Maybe I should sneak up and make sure it's a dog.
Well, who else would it be? Well, there's not gonna be badgers over here.
Rex said he smelled the work of the masters.
Yeah, but the masters aren't around anymore, and the only people that we know so far is dogs, and I guess badgers could speak to us, but that's it.
We don't know what that is.
Well, yeah, but it's talking, so it...
Did it have a dog accent?
You guys are uncertain. It is definitely a speech that you're pretty sure you know. Although the word no is pretty common in many languages here for humans in real life. Maybe it is, but for the dogs and badgers both say no.
If nobody's going after a moment, I'm going to start running towards it.
Okay. Running.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna hide in the shadows.
All right, and just stay in the shadows?
Well, I'm gonna move up, but
staying in shadows. So go ahead and get your roll. For the other three of you,
I'm going
Lucille's gone.
Yeah.
Now, is Lucille running at top speed?
Well, no, I mean,
Okay.
no, because
Lucille's
it's not
kinda
safe
jog
in
running.
here. Yeah.
Okay.
So I have a 19.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Lucille has a torch. In shadows we have Cordell. For the other three of you, Kenji has a torch, and
Well, my flaw, or whatever however you want to call it, is I have to help people, right?
Yep.
And I'm in this particular case am favoring your opinion, where we should probably wait and see. But Lucille's running up ahead and gonna get herself into some trouble. So I'm gonna run after, kind of sigh like, oh boy, and chase after her, or else she's gonna get hurt.
Got it. Now your specific quirk is that you are concerned you will react when people are asking for help.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, which is fine. I love the way you did it. The previous dog that we had, one of the previous dogs, Bishop, was when Bishop felt there was somebody in need. So a little bit different. Yours comes from your background, having worked for your parents in the Twisted Tail for so long that you just got used to people ask for help, you go help them.
Right.
Are you being served?
Right. Okay.
So we go with that. But following up, that's great. So both torches are going down the hallway.
We only have
torches.
one. Or did we relight the other one?
Lucille
relit it.
cooked
Okay.
it off. And
Okay, relit.
So everybody is heading down.
Now, just as a note for movement, I don't know if you guys know this, but so your standard movement is 30, but if you drop to all fours, you can move at 40.
And I can move at 50.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, you're a
But
runner,
as far as I know, Lucille and everyone is still upright. And when we were saying running, it's cautious run, so it's not necessarily more than the 30-ish that everyone's moving.
So I can keep pace even hidden. You
Yes.
know? Yeah, because there's no movement penalty.
Yes, absolutely. So this hallway if anyone happens to take notice of it, is not wet. And if anyone happens to look down as you're moving quickly, you will notice that there were small rat footprints that you can see with the torchlight on this dry section that eventually stop because they've run out of moisture. I mean, every time you'll see a dot or something. But you guys are tracking the rats. Now you can hear the rats continuing skittering, and the light, you can all now see the light as you're coming closer. The pinprick gets a little bit bigger, but then disappears. You're all fairly certain to the left. So as you start coming up, Lucille, you see there's a weird kind of a shimmer ahead of you, the best you can see. And as you start getting closer, what you realize is there is something across the opening. And as you get closer, it has a cross pattern in it.
I look and it's blocking my way.
Well, as you're coming to it, yes, it will block your way. I do not envision you Three Stooges running into
No.
it.
It does it. I mean, it looks thin, right?
Yeah, so as you get up to it and can see it, it looks like very thin plastic. And within the plastic, you can see what look like small little crosses of maybe wire,
Do we know what
but
plastic
some
is?
kind of metal. Yes, you do know what plastic is. You've seen it. You don't have the usage like we do in Pugmire. You don't know the usage for boats because you've only been in freshwater. The Dobies take all the plastic from you guys, no problem.
Okay, but
They-
there are
we know
plastic,
it's-
but there are
we know it's
plastic
salvageable.
manufacturers in Dover.
No, there are
Okay.
not. Plastic is taken in whatever form you find it. So, for example, if you found a plastic doll head and a plastic beach...
Oh, it was basically something from the old times.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Literally plastic of
Okay.
any sort. The Dobies will take it from you guys. Effectively, it's kind of garbage from you, but you know that it has a value to them. You
Okay.
just don't know why.
Okay.
And the voice, I'm assuming, is coming from beyond
Nope,
this.
don't hear the voice.
But
But
you
you have to
decided
assume it
over
was
them.
there, yes.
So then I'll think, okay, well, I got to get to the voice. So, I mean, plastic, I don't know anything about plastic, really, probably.
Not really. Okay, so all of you
Going
see
through.
as the torch goes up to it, the plastic, and you can hear it because everyone's quiet. You can hear the plastic kind of crinkle as it pulls together, and then as you hold it there for a little bit, it finally bursts and then kind of flames away in these little lines as it continues to kind of accordion up towards the line.
I mean,
all of you can smell the acrid smell of plastic as it burns, and what's left under it looks like, I would say chain, but it's not even that thick, thin wire.
so I, shield my nose as best I can and just hold it out. I'm just gonna
Burn the whole thing.
as quickly as I can, make a path through it.
Oh, all right. So as soon as it's pulled to an area, all you can see is the basically gossamer lines of what you think is metal.
Okay.
That's not burning.
Okay, yeah. So there's still metal around. Okay,
Yeah.
then I'll use my spear to try and move.
All right, and as you take the spear, you can literally start at one end and pull the whole thing aside, and it makes kind of a click, 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 click sound as the metal tinks together.
Scream.
Yeah, it was a shower curtain.
Okay, I don't have time to unpack that and keep moving forward.
All right, so you move in, and as you get past this block, there's a left-hand turn, there's a straight, but again, everyone is fairly certain it went left.
So I'll go left.
All right, so even as you make the turn, are you still endeavoring to move quickly?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna bolt through the door with it. Actually, no. I'm just gonna keep going.
All right, so still running, everyone else is keeping pace. You're going to continue to stay in the shadows, Cordell?
Yes, I'm going to stay in the shadows. So I'm imagining that Lucille's going to outpace us because it's just like just a dead
Well, no,
bolt,
Lucille is still being cautious.
Okay.
Everybody is able to keep up. Lucille, that's why I'd asked about Mad Run.
Okay.
Lucille is able to. You
Any
guys are
other
able to keep up.
noises or anything like that we hear as we get closer?
Well,
or
that's what I was
further down?
getting
Okay.
to. So
I've already
everybody is
listening,
keeping
yeah.
pace. So now you guys will all hear a bell, as best you can tell, a bell. And so you hear
I think
that.
pigs have pinchers. They have mandibles, don't they?
Yeah,
Oh.
they have mandibles. So you guys will hear that faintly ahead of you as you're starting to come. That sound comes right.
Does it
after the
sound
bell.
like so in our like common tongue? Does it sound like it could be a dog speaking or something else that knows our language?
I'm gonna have you make an int check.
Int.
Yeah.
Intelligence.
All right, here we go. Boom. I'm gonna go ahead and use one of the dog treats.
If everyone's okay with that.
Everyone's all right?
Okay.
We'll re-roll that 8. How about a 9? All right, plus 1 is a 10.
So you are not certain. All those words you heard sound like words that dogs use. Okay. The voice doesn't sound per se dog-like, but then you have a couple of dogs that have speech impediments.
Right.
You have
Sound different, yeah.
Yeah, you have some dogs with constrained vocal
Speech
cords. One of the dogs got choked in this weird trap that the masters had made, and when it came out, the voice had been kind of strained like this. So you're not certain, but it is speaking a language that you know. So do you continue moving at speed when you guys hear this, or does that slow you or stop you at all?
No, I mean, I want to see who it is because I think it could be another one. Well, I don't know about the other group, so I mean, I think it's another dog.
Right. So at this point, as you guys are continuing down, you'll move a little bit farther, still moving, but now you've got on your right, and only on your right, you have a door. Roughly 20 feet, a door. Roughly 20 feet, a door. All the doors are closed, and the sound had to be coming from ahead of you, not through any of the doors. Are you guys slowing or stopping or continuing?
I'm continuing
All
towards
right.
the noise.
So as you come to the end of this hallway, you've passed 6 doors, and you do come to not a door, but some kind of another one of the plastic things, although this one is much thicker. And you can hear noises from the other side. If everyone wants to go ahead and give me a notice roll.
4.
Dirty 20.
5.
15.
Notice, I don't have notice, so it's...
We all have
sorry.
notice. It's wisdom.
Well, yeah, but I mean, are we
It's not
proficient in it?
trained. No.
So then, 13.
So the 14 and up will get it. You are going to hear the sounds of eating, chewing, masticating, whatever way you want to look at it. The two of you can definitely hear that sound, and it makes complete sense that the one who's eating at the tavern all the time and the one who's serving at the tavern all the time would know that sound.
Okay, so
Okay.
upon hearing this, and Lucille is still going, right?
Well, Lucille is stopped because you guys have something in front of you, but Lucille is right there.
With a
You
torch.
hear the noise past this thing, and there is a very faint glow past this thing of light, but that noise is very loud.
I'm gonna put my paw on Lucille's shoulder,
Just looking around.
and I'm gonna kind of bring one of my pads up to my mouth and indicating kind of a quiet, and then point to my ear, and I'm gonna look around for Cordell and then see if can I see Cordell.
Over 19. So he would have to beat
Go
mine.
ahead and quickly make us
Opposed
a notice
roll,
roll.
yeah.
Just
Okay.
give us a quick notice roll. You know he's with you, or at least he has been the whole way so far.
No, only 11.
So you don't see him.
I'm right here.
I just...
Because Cordell realizes as he's looking around. All right.
And I'm gonna sorry.
No, go ahead.
I'm gonna motion for you to like go up ahead and see what's it.
Okay.
So there is something
Good idea.
blocking your way.
Right.
It is a big, thick,
So I'm gonna
plastic-looking thing, or whatever that thing
I'm gonna
was.
take my dagger slowly, go through it.
Okay.
Right.
So go ahead. Go ahead. What I'm going to have you do, you're going for silence, correct?
Yes.
So I'm going to have you
Sneak.
make a. Yeah. Do you have a sneak roll? That's perfect.
Yes. I have sneak.
Let's do it.
All right. Cool. So all right. So this is trained, so I get my proficiency bonus. And with skills, we just get the proficiency. We don't get any advantage
Correct.
or anything. Okay.
Correct.
17.
All right. So with a 17, you guys see it. He does a very good job of cutting out a him-size hole, which means none of the rest of you can get through at that height. But he's done it. Just he's got a clean cut. And do you drop it to the ground or set it to the ground?
Set it to the ground.
And what do you do?
Then I step through it.
All right.
When he's cutting it, does it look like it's resisting him, like it's sealed on all edges, or is it kind of like a curtain hanging there?
It looks like kind of like a curtain type
Okay.
thing, but you don't see the edge of the curtain here.
Right.
But where he cuts out, he's pulling it stretch, cut, and then dropping.
Right.
And so he's got, again, a Cordell-sized hole, which he steps through. So I'm assuming you're going to step through trying to stay in shadow.
Yes.
So what you step into is a 10 by 10 foot area. To your right is a closed door. To ahead of you is a wall, and to your left is an opening. The opening looks like you are looking out onto some kind of a terrace or catwalk, that type of thing. You can very clearly, and all of you now with the block not in the way, you can very clearly hear the sounds of crunching and chewing. What are you doing?
Coming from what direction?
Inside.
The
Ahead
door?
of you.
Behind the door? Okay.
No, not behind the door, in the opening. So
Okay.
again, from
So
where you
I'm going to
step
sneak
through,
to the opening and look.
All right. So is anyone else doing anything following through, waiting for... So Cordell, you guys can see behind the plastic sheet, now that you guys basically know what it is. You guys can see behind the plastic sheet. Cordell moves into the doorway.
Can't see me, I'm hidden.
Right. You can see him move and then go into the opening, so he stepped through. So for you, you do actually step out, not necessarily on a catwalk, but a landing. It is just your standard metal landing. To your right, there are steps down to the bottom. As you step over, it's a 2 metal rail, so one top rail that you put your hands on, one mid-size rail. And as you look down below you, there are 30, by just kind of quick estimate, there are 30 dobies down there. Although they look like they're way down there because they're really small. So it's kind of messing with you because the Dobermans are big. I mean, the Dobermans are Bosley's size.
How far down is it to where they're at?
You're thinking like maybe 20 feet?
But they're like dobies that are like smaller than me.
Yeah, it does kind of, or maybe your size.
What do they seem to be eating?
You're not really sure from this high up. By a quick smell, some kind of meat. And nothing gross or weird, just like some kind of a meat.
So he's on a terrace overlooking a large cavern?
Nope, he's on a terrace overlooking this. I mean, he's not going to connect this, but so you know, overlooking a room.
Oh. So it's rectangular in shape then.
Mm-hmm.
Got it, okay.
Yep.
Well, I'm going to sneak back.
So you guys see his kind of his shadow move back in. And
I'm hidden, Barry.
I know, but you got light and they're looking for you.
But that's the whole idea. I'm hiding.
Right, I get it.
If
but
these guys can see me and I'm sneaking around, then there's probably a high chance that somebody else can see me.
no, because they're waiting for you. That's what I'm saying. So
So
you
I
come back in
I sneak back and I go,
through the Cordell size opening.
yes. There's Dober. There's dobies out there.
What do you mean? What are they doing here?
I don't know.
How many of them?
Maybe they're looking for the magic rocks too. There's like 30 of them. They're all eating something. That's what that sound is. But they're not like the dobies that we're used to. They're small. They're like, well, I hate to use that term, but they're about my size.
Well, wait a minute. All the Doberman, when they come, they're all. I mean, there's no small ones other than children.
So the Dobermans, there are black dobies.
Yeah.
And there are red dobies.
Well-
Generally what you've seen, the black dobies are the martial dobies.
Mm-hmm.
The red dobies seem to be the artisans. And I don't mean like artisan magic users. I mean the artisans, the ones that are making and putting things together. You have not seen kid dobies.
I think
Pup dobies.
I think I know what's going on here.
Enlighten us.
Let me make a roll. No, I did not make it.
I do not know what's going on.
I know what's going on here. It's just like you smelled earlier. The man magic. They're slaves. They're prisoners. They're being held here against their will.
Well, wait,
Can I try and smell magic?
Yes, you
Stick my
absolutely
nose
can.
down through the Cordell size hole.
Oh, easily.
All right.
So as you cast the spell, or is it effectively a cantrip, right?
I think so because
Okay, it's not
I don't
actually a
have to
spell.
roll anything.
Right. Okay. So it's not a spell. It's not using a
Yeah,
spell
basic.
slot.
No, it's
cantrip.
basic.
That's the importance.
Okay.
It's not using a spell slot. Is what I'm
Nice.
getting at. So as you take a smell, you smell man magic everywhere, but not specifically there. You can smell it coming from the door to your right. You can smell it coming from the blank wall that you can see ahead.
Mm-hmm.
You can smell it faintly inside the opening, but fainter that way than the opposite way.
Well, I do smell man magic, but it seems to be coming from the way we just came, right?
See?
No, to the right.
Oh, to the right, rather than where.
Opposite the opening that he just walked.
Yeah.
Well, wait. Maybe should we get more eyes on them? I mean, maybe.
You probably don't want to let them know we're here.
I mean, I could go and look. I'm pretty sneaky.
Are you?
Sure, go ahead.
I think I am.
All right, so you're going to sneak through the Cordell hole?
I sit back and watch how sneaky it is.
I don't like that it's called that, but yes.
Well, you can cut it bigger. It could be a Lucille hole. It could be a Lucille hole.
I will.
We're going to have to make one at least big enough for Bosley if we got to run through here, right?
A boss hole.
Like we can't just lift it up at all, and we gotta cut through.
You guys haven't done anything at all with it. You've all been going through the Cordell hole.
Again, I'm gonna ask that we not pull it. Okay, so let me go through this.
I can't fit in the
smaller
Cordell
sized hole in this piece of plastic.
Here, squeeze.
And my stealth is going to be. Do I have stealth? No, whack. But it's still a 15.
You said you were sneaky.
So with the 15, you guys
Not
will
bad.
all see as Lucy's tail catches the end and kind of pulls it forward and then drops it back. But there's an almost.
Does she
but not-
still have the torch?
Yeah.
Hey, leave that here.
Oh, and then I'll just like lift it, and put it through the
Right.
All
hole.
right. And so then, I envision that what you're doing is crawling up
Yeah.
like a dog does on all fours.
With torch in your mouth.
You know, butts up in the air, but the front end's kind of pawing forward. So you do the same thing. You come out. You come onto a landing up here. You can see to your right there are stairs that go down, and as you kind of creep to the edge and look over the edge, it's about maybe 20 feet down. And yeah, that's a pretty good guess. It looks like there's maybe 30 of these smaller Dobermans, right? Now, for you, as you're coming in, you can hear something metal, and then a couple something metals. All of you guys are going to now hear it. And now a bunch of the metals being knocked. And as you get there, what you see is one or more of the Dobermans in this group are flipping the bowl. They're putting their nose on it and nuzzling it over to the wall. There's no food in there. And they're banging and banging and banging.
Oh my god.
What? Do they have? Actually, this is a good thing. Do they have clothes on?
These Dobes all have effectively, I'm going to call it loincloths or underwear. That type of thing. Not Speedos.
Dog underwear.
So I'm
Not Speedos.
I'm looking at that and I'm like,
Bunch of nudist Doberman.
these aren't. These
That would have been great if Doverton was a nudist colony. That would be
It's a big secret. It's a clothing optional resort.
So I see that and I'm like, these dogs can't be from Doberton. The Dobertonians, people from Doberton.
Dobertonians, I like that.
Dobertonians would never wear rags. At least as far as I know.
So if you are still there then watching, when the noise is, you will hear from somewhere inside there, knock it off! You'll hear it from inside, and then all of them will kind of looking, you see them all looking around, and then all the heads turn towards you, but they're all looking down. So you're assuming it's under where you are.
Can I peek my
Yep,
nose
sure,
over?
you can. So as you move forward, all of you are going to clearly hear the bell, and you'll see all the Dobes move in groups. There are, now you can see it, there are 6 groups of 5, and they all are sitting in a half circle behind the bowl, and in a couple places where one of them ran over, grabbed it, and put it in front of them, sitting in a half circle behind the bowl, and they're all facing over, and then you hear a voice from under the stairs call out, "Toss a loin to your pincher." And then the response from the Dobes is,
Oh man, how we're hungry.
"Oh man, we are hungry." At which point, as you're looking over, you will see, you don't know what it is. A really weird looking dog. The dog is probably half again as big as any of the Dobes that are down there. It has round ears up on top of its head. It has a triangular face where the nose comes out. Now, in most of the cases where you guys have muzzles, I think in all the cases where you guys have muzzles, your muzzles are roughly the same size from front to end. This one goes to almost a point with a small nose on it. It has whiskers, and as it comes out, it is white in color, although it's weird, like it never washes, it's all caked looking. It is also wearing a white lab coat, and you will notice as it's coming out that it seems to have something on its feet. It's light blue in color on both feet. Looks cloth-ish from here. And it comes out, and it takes from its hand, now that it's moving, you can see it, it takes from its hand, with one hand, it ladles something out and slops it in the bowl. It goes to each of the 6 bowls. As it comes back, once it disappears from where you're at, boom, the dobies are in there eating.
Oh. What the? I'm just thinking, what the hell was that thing? And so it's out of my sight.
Yep. Well, unless you
yeah.
want to literally lean
No.
over the edge. Yeah.
But, okay, so I'm going to go ahead
And you guys can all hear the...
and sneak back to these guys.
I got a great idea. I forgot. Dobies love tripweed. Now, I saw this once with Farmer Angus with his bees. You smoke the bees, and then everyone gets calm. Well, these Dobermans are kind of like, it's like a hive of Doberman. Maybe if we smoke them out, maybe it'll make them docile and we can move past them quietly.
So, if you'll allow me, I just sneak up to these guys talking and I wait for Cordell to finish.
Yep.
And I'm gonna say, "Hey guys, I'm back."
What'd you see?
So, Cordell's right. There's small-looking Doberman, but they can't be from Doberton. Not because of their size, but they're wearing loincloths. I've never known a Dobertonian to wear anything but the finest clothes.
Maybe they're Dober
Or
kids.
leathers.
Or leathers, but
Yeah, they were armor. Yeah.
but there was something else there with them.
What?
It wasn't a kind of dog I've ever seen. It had... So its head was rounder and its nose came to a point. And it had whiskers. That wasn't strange, but it had something blue and cloth-like on its feet and a lab coat. Or would I know what that is, or would I say like a white cloth jacket?
White cloth jacket.
Yeah, a white cloth
Or coat.
jacket, and it looked dirty, but it fed them. It fed all the little Doberman.
What'd the food smell like?
I didn't...
Some kind of meat.
Just a meat. It looked like a slop. It looked kind of good.
Not
So-
foul or rotting meat, though. Whatever the meat is, it's current and smells good. I would have to use the word good. I mean, I'm not telling you guys it's super flavorful, like, this is French cuisine. I just mean that it's not rotten. It's There's not a whole lot of ash in it, like
It's
dog food.
edible.
Cat food?
The ash content is not that high.
So, from Lucille's description, does Rex remember the carvings in the temple that he saw?
Go ahead and give me a roll.
Okay.
We're going to have you give me just an instant.
You've got that keen mind thing or whatever it is.
Yeah,
You
I've
get
got-
advantage, don't you?
I do. For,
Nice. Bless you.
excuse me.
Bless you.
For no history, natural 20.
Boom.
Okay, so with a natural 20,
A lot of 20s.
that thing
Crazy.
does not match anything from in the temple. Not at all. But what it does match to you as you're thinking about it is that, oddly enough, sounds like a really giant rat. So there's the mice and the rats that you guys deal with, in Twisted Tavern in some cases, or Twisted Tail, or in some cases even in your homes, small stuff. The things that ran down the hallway at you guys and ran over your feet, those were giant rats. That's what you guys call them. They're maybe 18 inches in size. If Cordell's right, and this thing is that big, not Cordell. If Lucille is right, and this thing is that big, this is a super giant rat. But it fits to you that it sounds like a big rat. It definitely doesn't sound like a dog. And it doesn't sound like anything else you've seen, but you start thinking that and making that connection. And one of the books that you have read and looked at in the small library that you've seen, there is one. This particular rat was called Mickey.
I think,
Oh my
Lucille,
God.
you may have seen what is known among us esoteric scholars as a Mickey.
What's a Mickey?
What's esoteric?
It means only those of the highest intellect would understand or comprehend what you have seen.
How do you not know that?
Your face didn't show it, but that sounded insulting. Anyway, so what do we... You know about this? There are other things than... Well, wait. Are you saying this is a intelligent? Like us?
It's an intelligent creature, like a rat.
Do rats often have
Nope.
packs of pups?
So he says, wait, are you saying you can cut in right now?
It's a Mickey.
More than that. You can tell him what you need to tell him.
Okay. This is a predator. Okay? It enslaves small dogs. Obviously, these are Dober kids down here. Dober pups.
I like Dober kids.
And the Mickey is obviously enthralling them with its food. We might be able to bridge the gap between Doberton's militaristic ways and Muttinshire's, subtleties by rescuing these Dober kids and getting them back to town.
So are you saying the big rat stole the Dober kids?
It's a Mickey.
The Mickey. The Mickey stole the Dober kids, and you want to take them back to Doberton.
They're puppies, obviously. Look at them. They're pups.
Yeah, but don't you think with the collected might of the Dobertonian army that if they had children stolen, we probably would have heard of them marching past us?
Maybe they don't know where they're at. Maybe they can get past the river beast.
I don't have a reason to necessarily think you're wrong.
Of course not.
Rex, Kenji, what do you guys think?
I'm thinking we're not going to learn anything from this tunnel right here. If we're going to do anything, we should go find out what's at the bottom of there. You said that's a balcony over there?
Yeah, it's not very high. It's just a 20-foot drop.
Let's see if one of these two doors leads us somewhere. Maybe we can get down there and see for ourselves.
You gotta start hearing...
There were stairs. We saw stairs.
There's stairs down from that landing.
Yeah.
You guys started hearing the metal clacking again.
They must.
Is that the preparing
That's
of
the
the
food bowls being knocked around.
They must be done eating. If you, well, let's check that door. If you guys, there's stairs in there. You guys could go behind me. I could keep the high ground.
We'll check the doors first, and if the doors don't work or they don't go, we'll take the main stairs.
And the clattering starts to pick up, and again, you're starting to hear it smacking against the wall and that kind of thing.
Oh, they're a rowdy bunch, huh?
Yeah, what are you guys
All right.
doing?
They're pups.
I'm going to, I'm not very subtle, so I'm not even going to attempt to. I'm just going to push open the curtain if I can.
No problem.
And push it open. And so in this room to the left is the balcony, and ahead and to the right there's two doors.
No, ahead is a wall, but it's farther in, so effectively an alcove. And to the right is a door. It's a closed door with a standard handle that you know how it should work.
Okay.
And that's the one that I smelled all the magic
Yes.
coming through? Okay.
Yes.
I'm going to. I don't know that though because you didn't tell.
I
Right.
thought I said.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind then.
Smell badge to the right, feigner to the left, which is the open.
Okay, so I'm going to. I'm actually not going to have my blade drawn because I know I can bring it up in an instant. So I'm going to have my left hand with my shield, my right hand, and I'm going to. I'm going to look at it.
Wait a minute. What are you doing with the torch? Because that was in your hand.
Oh, you're right. Oh, I'll leave it in my hand then.
Okay, so shield in one hand, torch in the other.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think. I don't have an appendage to open up the door anymore.
I can hold the torch.
Yeah, if you don't mind.
So
Better hands.
so Rex's hand comes in, hand over the torch, and you're gonna try and open the door. So
as long as no one objects.
So as you're setting up for this, you hear down that opening area, hey, and then you guys will again hear that bell. Go ahead and give me a strength roll on the door.
Oh, does my brute strength give me advantage?
Absolutely.
Oh boy, he needs a new pair of shoes. Nope. A 3 and a 4?
Do you want to spend
Wait, there were a couple times where he mentioned to put something in the bowl, which I don't think we did. Oh, you put them in there.
Back
Okay,
in
all right.
there.
Okay,
Yep.
so if no one objects,
Sure.
I'll re-roll this.
Yeah, okay.
I'll keep the 4, re-roll the 3.
Good call.
Okay. And you guys will again hear the call back and forth behind what you're doing.
Sweet. So plus 3, so 20, dirty 20.
Okay, so you grab a hold of it. Initially, it fights you, and you're like, you're pretty sure it turns and then goes in, not just goes in. But as you start ranking on it, and start leaning, you're like, maybe it's old, maybe there's something wrong with it. It cracks, and then you step in. So for everyone there, you guys are going to smell an old dust kind of smell. That noise goes in just as they're finishing the callback down below.
I let out one of those loud canine sneezes. the ones they usually do a protest because it's us.
Yeah. You guys will hear from inside the opening, "Hey, who's up there?" And what do you guys do?
I go to hide in shadows.
All right.
Do you guys want me to go out to the ledge and be a lookout?
I got a 12.
Door is open.
Yep.
The handle broken from the door is in your hand, and the door is.
What do I see in there?
So with your torch, as you push it open, of course, there's that horrific as you push the door open, and the sound from behind. I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah.
And you step in. So inside this room, you can see at the far end.
Metal jacket.
At the far end, there's a door with basically a cross pattern that goes left, down, left, or sorry, I'm pointing right. It goes right down, right down, right down, right down.
Like a zigzag?
And that's on a door. And then inside the room itself, as you're getting a light, there are 2 tables. There are boxes on each of a single box on each of the tables, and there is plastic. I'm just going to use that term now. There's a plastic sheet over each of those. On the left-hand wall, there are shelving units. On each of the shelves is a multiple collection of boxes. They are single boxes, roughly 18 inches in height, 2 feet in width. You're not sure the depth, but they fill all the shelves, and it looks like identical boxes. There is writing on them, and if you will quickly give me a notice roll.
Okay. +2. 5.
Perfect. And so you can clearly see there is also a cylinder next to the writing. There is a cylinder on each one of the boxes. Looks to be about the size of the cylinders that go into.
So Rex is the only one standing next to me because she's the one holding my light source.
Bosley's not far behind.
Okay.
Oh yeah, well you guys are all right there.
Right. So I'm going to. The power stones are in here. You guys start filling up the bags. I'm gonna go stand by the door and
start passing those things to the door.
Yeah.
Come on.
So I'm gonna go stand by the door. Whatever comes up those stairs, I'll hold them. You guys get as much as you can, and I'm gonna
So you turn around, Kenji, and go to the stairs.
Yes, and I'm gonna wait there in case anything comes up. I'll distract them.
Are you going onto the landing, or so you're still standing in our anterior room, effectively?
I want to stand in the doorway so nothing can get past me.
Gotcha. All right. So where is everyone else?
So when he says to stay here, I don't want to. I'm not trying to override what he says, but my instinct is to help. So I want to say,
give me your 12 plus wisdom save, or you're running.
I can't take it. You start running laps in here.
Oh, because I gave an order?
Yes.
Oh yeah. A 12 exactly.
Right, so you're able to, you still feel like you can.
So you see me kind of get a little jumpy and ears go down, and I'm saying, "Are you sure you don't want help? I can take out if we get attacked, I can take out some before they even get to you."
We need to get those out of here, right? We're not going to if these things are hostile, we're not going to fight 30 Dobermans, right? We got to get out of here.
Right.
We got to get those power stones loaded up in those bags now.
We gotta help those dogs.
Yes.
Okay, I'll do it. But if you need help, you have to call for me.
I swear, by Ido, I will.
Another one.
Okay, and then I'll go and I'll say, here, let me be the one to hand them to you, and I'm gonna go in, and if I need to move to different places, I'm gonna be bouncing around that room.
So you go to the first box.
Yeah.
And do what with it?
Push the whole box over here.
These are the boxes that are contained. I'll see if I can. Do I see a way to open it?
It's on the shelf right now.
So I'll pull it off.
Take it off. It is exactly what we all expect for a box. It has some kind of yellowing tape across the top, and it is a box. As you pick it off, you see the same thing. There is a cylinder that's on there with a little secondary circle on the inner side, which kind of looks like one side of the two sides of the cylinder you have. When you pick it up, it is extremely light. So maybe because they are such important magic, there are only a few in each box. But yes, there's effectively tape holding it shut. So you take that box off and do what with it?
I mean, if I can see them and I'm fairly...
No, it's a sealed box.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying there was a clear...
No, sorry. The tape is closing. It's keeping closed like a standard box that you would pack anywhere.
Then I need to make sure this is what we need.
Yep.
So I will take out my dagger, cut the
cracking cases in here.
Open
So
it.
while you are cutting
kit,
it...
ratter kit.
So while you are cutting it,
I have a-
Kenji, you are going to hear inside a very low talk, right? And then you start hearing snaps, like snap, 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 like metal on metal snaps, not like biting or anything. Are you doing it?
From down below?
Uh-huh.
I guess I'll try to peer and just see.
Go ahead and give me... And so what I want to know is, you can 100% see in there if you step in far enough.
Yeah.
Are you endeavoring to stay hidden to see?
I suppose, yeah, because I don't know. I'm going to approach cautiously at least,
Okay.
and with the intent of, if I see something dangerous, to go back to where I was.
Gotcha. Okay. So what I'm going to have you do is roll your sneak at disadvantage.
Ugh.
That metal jacket.
Yeah.
Clank, 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 clank.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, double ones!
That's a 2.
it's a 2 and a 1, but still just.
But no, he can only re-roll one though.
No, he can re-roll each die one time.
God.
No, it's okay. It's fine.
We're going to go with that?
I'm fine with that.
All
Yeah.
right, perfect.
Blunder! You fell down the stairs.
So you know, as you come in, you're just like, what is that? What is that? And you kind of stumble right up to the edge. Okay? So back inside the room, you go ahead, dagger the two sides, you dagger across the top, you open it up, and you're kind of like, what the hell is this? As you open it up, inside, there are 8 across and 8 across, so a total of 16 in here in 2 rows of 8. It is a cylinder about this big, white in color, with another small cylinder in the center of it.
Guys, I don't think these are the right cylinders.
There's no way these cylinders would fit inside of that tube.
Let me take
I'm
a look at that.
unfortunately curious, so I'll pull one out.
So, and Cordell, you come
I'm gonna
in.
step through. Let me take a look at that.
You come in as Lucille pulls one out. It's super spongy, like soft.
What's it smell like?
Paper?
What's it taste like?
With a slight set. As you taste it, stick your tongue to it. It kind of sticks to your tongue and you have to kind of scrape it off.
It's just squishy?
It's squishy.
Try and break it.
No, it doesn't break. Now,
Oh.
it squishes down a little bit, and as you pull in it, your nails will start to kind of shred part of it, but it's not breaking.
Does it seem like it would be fun to run around the room tearing it up with you?
Oh my God, Bosley! Absolutely. Like you're thinking, oh my God, you can have so
I could go
much
for one
fun
of
with
those right
that.
now.
Are there any other boxes in that room?
There are probably, quick count, there's probably 20 of these boxes identical to this one.
Is there anything other than this type of box?
Not on the shelves. There is a box under plastic on each of the tables, but it does not look like this box at all.
Can we
It
see
is-
what's underneath there?
Well,
When you say plastic, it's clear, right?
Well, it's fogged up.
Okay.
You can't clearly see it.
I'm gonna go over and pull the plastic off one.
All right, so whoosh, the plastic comes off. So going back to the other side, so you smack up Rex. I'm sorry,
Clang.
Kenji.
you smack up Kenji against the rail. As you look down, you see 30 little Doberman faces look up at you as they are snapping in place little, basically, harnesses of leather with metal studs on them. And so, I mean, it looks kind of dominatrix-y, but what you have is you have little leather pants with studs all over them and little leather overalls that they're snapping in place.
Oh boy.
And that's what you see. And again, as you get there, all 30 kind of look up at you and snap the last ones in place. And all of you can hear 30 growling dogs.
Oh no.
Fairly high-pitched, but you do not think pup sounds.
Right. the stairs leading up to the platform I'm on.
Right to your right, you can see them.
Are they like carved out of the like?
No,
are
they
they
appear
wood?
to be built. You're thinking they are metal.
Oh, they're metal. Darn it. Okay, I was like, I can't tear that part.
No.
Not with that attitude.
And while you're standing there, you look and you look back. You will see as Cordell told you, the Mickey come out, and it's wearing a white coat, and it has these weird blue feet, but they do look cloth-like,
Right.
maybe something's over
Right.
whatever its foot would be. And it does. It looks like it might have fur, but it's all caked up.
Ugh. Is one ugly creature,
And it, as you're watching, it pulls out of a pocket. You guys know what glasses are. It pulls out of a pocket glasses, and it hooks one over one looped ear, pulls it across his eyes, and looks over the other, and it looks at you, and you could swear its eyes go from little to big, like surprise and fright.
I'm going to attempt to make a bluff roll.
All right.
Because I have bluff as a skill.
I like it.
Because of my merchant background. I'm going to go, greetings! How are you doing this day? I apologize. We're just here doing a little bit of a, site maintenance. I'm not sure if you saw the tunnel back there had a bit of a leak. We're just here. We come through occasionally every few months to make sure that this place is structurally sound. I just want to ensure that, this domicile that you find yourselves in today is up to code. Have you any issues? If you do, just let me know, and I can make sure it gets passed along to the right sources.
Give me that bluff roll.
All right. 14 plus 1, and I am trained in it, so another plus 2, so 17.
17. So with that thought, Cordell, as you pull that plastic off, sitting in front of you it's not quite a square. It's more of a rectangular box. On that box, you can see a glass window on the front, and sitting in front of it, you can see basically a laid out set of little squares. The little squares have letters and or numbers on them, and in some cases there are 2 letters or numbers on some of the squares. In fact, as you squint a little bit more, there's symbols, squares and numbers.
And they're in a little box?
No, they are laid out in a flat one layer right in front of the box with a piece of glass in it.
I'm gonna go to another table and do this and just like pull off.
Whoosh!
Yeah.
Looking at exactly the same thing.
And so say it again. So there's glass.
So
and
there is the table,
Uh-huh.
which you realize now that you pulled it off, it's actually a desk. On top of that desk, there is a rectangle. The rectangle is out of white, looks like maybe wood or some kind of solid thing. It stands about 1.5 feet tall. On the front, facing the collection of little squares, is a glass face. And then laid out right in front of you is a flat surface with a collection of squares with either numbers, letters, or multiple numbers and letters.
Okay. All right. Good job. So I look at it. Well, that looks. Well, maybe it's inside, and I take the butt of my knife and I just break the glass.
Okay, so go ahead and give me an attack roll.
Trash the place.
The files are inside the computer.
There's also.
Did that really go all the way?
I'm not sure if you two who are in there know this, but Barry earlier described that there is a door at the opposite end of this room as well, beyond this room that you're in.
With a strange symbol on it, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Strength of 14 roll. Sorry, you said strength?
No, an attack roll.
Oh, an attack roll?
As
Okay.
if you were using your dagger.
I can see if I can hit the broadside of a barn. So that's, a 19.
So with a 19, you solidly hit it for how many points of damage? And if I remember correctly, a dagger is piercing.
Well, I hit it with the back, so
alright,
it's a
good,
blunt.
Good.
Does it give extra bonus?
No,
damage?
that just means it's not piercing.
1 plus 1, so 2.
piercing.
So 2 points of damage where you hit the glass, it shatters. I mean, it's spider webs. It does not shatter, meaning it's cracked but in front of you.
So then I pick it up and I shake it.
Hey, what are you doing?
I don't know. It looks like a
They're
container.
gonna catch us.
Okay, well I'm looking for the. Have you found what's over there? It's the same thing.
Same thing, but I'm not trying to break it.
What? It could have been. Cordell looks like a container.
So at this point, I kind of look over, like, it's trying to understand if anyone heard that. I look over towards Kenji.
No, Kenji's way out there.
Yeah.
So where you are, inside the room,
Okay.
you and Lucille are standing at 2 desks. Farther out, the doorway that you came in, presently, well, and that's right, Lucille, what did you do with your torch when you picked that thing up?
I mean, just
Let me think about that.
set it down so that it, like, the
so
flames
it's kind
off
of
the
burning
table.
slightly. So Bosley is in the anterior room, the room that you guys stepped through the plastic
Okay.
curtain into, and then standing in the doorway is Rex holding the only light source that you have. And by the way, when you shook the thing after smacking it, if you shake it a little, not much happens. If you shake it violently, something is now clanking inside. So would you imagine you shook it pretty violently?
What I'm shaking it just enough to see if I hear something.
Nothing
rattle.
appears to be loose when you shake.
So then I'm like, it's probably thinking about what I'm looking at.
Yep.
Even if I'm thinking about the spatial of where they'd be,
Yeah.
I would imagine a rattling. So
So no rattle.
I'm gonna say it maybe it's through this door. Let's go through that. And
Hold on. And I look at Bosley and Rex. Go. Come here.
All right.
So the two of you guys go in the room.
And we can't see Kenji from where we're
You could before because he was directly behind you, but now that you step in the room to where
Okay, well,
Cordell is, you would lose sight.
My question is, on my way in, can I utter a blessing of Ido for Kenji?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so
You've
please.
done that.
Yeah,
Kenji,
please watch over our pup here.
You're
Ido.
starting to get that feeling, or understand what that feeling is. So you've been blessed again.
Wonderful.
Ido is starting to like what you're doing. So for you guys, I'm going to step back real quick to Kenji. So you go through that. You've made that bluff, and you look down, and the Mickey is down there, and he coughs, and all 30 in 3 rows of 10 of the Dobies, all in one motion, turn their heads and look at him. And he looks up and he goes, no, fine, everything's fine. And he looks at the Dobies, and the growling that was going on all stops, and now they're all looking at you. It is uncomfortably eerie.
Well, that's good.
30 unmoving pairs of little eyes are just focused on you with no growl and no tail wag.
That ain't good.
Well, that's good. This place seems to be pretty up to code. The railing that I had stumbled across, I shake to make sure it seemed pretty solid here. I'm glad to know that there's no issues that you need. The noise they're making, do we hear it in there?
Oh, yeah.
So,
the thunk and the
Let's see what's in this one.
So obviously I want to try to keep him on the back foot, so I'm going to act like he's making that noise. What do you got going on down there? I hear a lot of banging and things like that.
Okay, so I'd like to have you make just a charisma save for
Okay.
me. I'm doing it as an attack, though, just so you know.
A charisma save, so use my save.
Yeah, just
throw.
basically make it an attack roll with your charisma.
Oh boy.
It just sounds funny to say make it a charisma attack roll.
Oh, dirty 20.
Oh my god. So he immediately stops, kind of looks around, and the minute that he has unfocused from you, all 30 of the Dobes are now looking everywhere. Like, you have no idea what's going on because they are just everywhere, like they've lost a fly or something, right? Mm-hmm. And he says, nothing's going down here. And at the point when he's focused back at you, whoosh, all 30 pairs of eyes and all 30 heads are focused on you again.
Okay, I see. Nothing's going on around here. It's just strange. We came through about 3 weeks ago, and you guys weren't here. When'd your operation start up?
So he looks left and he looks right, and you see all 30 of the little heads cocked to the right in one single motion. And he says, "Well, we've been here for you came to this lab?"
I don't know what lab means. Yes, yeah, we came here a few weeks ago. We were just doing our normal inspections, and we didn't see you guys here. I was just curious when you set up.
This lab.
Yeah.
So you can see that he's not comfortable with something.
Yeah.
And he walks under the landing that you're on. You can hear noises, rattling, that kind of sound. All of them still have their heads cocked, still have their eyes on you.
Right. At this point, I'm just trying to keep them distracted.
Right.
That's my intent right now.
So group up in the room. What's
Got
going
a
on?
swarm of piranhas down there. Yeah. So once Bosley and Rex come in, Mike, close the door.
No, we do it.
Now they won't.
By
hear
the
us.
way, you're making the motion like you held the handle, but sorry, Kenji tore the handle off. So you push the door shut
push
and
the door
kind of bleeds open a little bit.
Cordell, we can't. We don't have time for this. You're closing the door. What if Kenji needs to get through quickly?
You all look at the door and realize
It's hanging open.
Kenji could blow the door open because there's no handle.
Okay, well, still, but we're wasting time. What? We should go through this door.
What, you don't want to look for the batteries?
The other door.
Or whatever we call them? What do we call them?
Cylinders, the magic cylinders.
The cylinders could be through this new door.
They could be in here, too.
Okay, well, then you look in here. I'm going to go to the other door.
And then I go to the other door.
So for the other two of you, as Cordell is telling you they could be in here, with the torch, a quick look shows you that there are 19 boxes on shelves back there, and they all look like the box that's on the ground that has a couple of these white rolls sticking out of it. There are 2 tables, both with these squares or rectangles on them, and that's it. There's not, well, and then the 2 pieces of plastic that are on them are thrown aside. There's nothing else in the room.
I'm going to grab one of the weird-looking white rolls.
Yep. It's soft. I mean, it's really soft.
Maybe ultra soft.
It could be ultra soft.
This is kind of nice. I'm going to take it. I'm going to hang on to it for now.
I'm gonna follow Lucille.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Bosley's very reluctantly following Lucille, resisting the urge to
And
also
I stop myself.
play with the...
Wait a minute. We can't leave. We can't leave Kenji behind. I go back to the door and open it. Hey, come on. We're going down the stairs. Or we're going through the door.
So I'm going to let you know, Kenji, that the thing is still under where you can't see it anymore, but you can hear paper like that. Whoosh, 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 paper rattle.
Kenji!
Sound.
I hope you're getting your clearance forms because I guess I wouldn't know that term. I hope you're getting
You
your
can say whatever you want.
yeah. I hope you're getting your clearance forms. Who do you report to exactly? Yeah, because this is not a licensed operation. I'm not seeing it in any of my documents up here.
Just a minute! Just a minute!
All right, I hope so. And then you
Hey!
How do you stop?
and I'm gonna just kind of look back and I'm not gonna say anything because I don't want to give it away.
What are you doing?
All right, here's what I'm gonna do for you. All right, I'm gonna walk away and pretend I didn't see any of this. I'm gonna walk away and pretend I didn't see any of this. All right, and you're just gonna kind of take your operation, just keep it down, make sure you don't cause any more damage to this place, and let bygones be bygones, if you know what I mean. Sound good?
Give me the bluff roll.
All right.
You can, you're
This
blessed.
should be an opposed.
I'm blessed.
This would be an opposed roll, right? Okay. Nice.
All right.
Nice.
So you can hear the papers going, and he's like, and you can hear
It's like
before you pull out of there, you
24.
can hear him going, 3, 6, no, it's been 4 months, no, that's 5 months, what the, no, it's been 6 months, how the hell did he come here through? Yeah, that sounds fine.
All right. And I just walk away.
You just kind of back out and
Yeah.
Not once through all of this have the Dobes uncocked their heads
Right.
or taken their eyes off of you. All 30 of them.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so you guys move back in the room and...
So, are you here now? Is Rex
Yes.
in the room? Okay, cool.
Oh, good, Kenji, you're here. Open this door. There's none of the little cylinders here.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna walk to the doors. As I'm walking, I'm gonna kind of fill them in. Like, hey, I bought us some time, but I don't know how much. There's something really weird, unnatural going on. Like those Dobermans. I look to Cordell. They're not puppies. They're like miniature. It's the darndest thing. Anyway, whatever we're gonna do, we gotta make it quick. And then I'm gonna go up to the door and try to open it.
All right, so go ahead and give me a strength roll.
Okay. 7 plus the 3, so 10.
So with a 10, go ahead and give me, you are at advantage, give me a dex roll. There's no lock, there's no anything, you're gonna pull it into your face or...
So 15.
15, so you pull it and you're, whoa! The door's open. As you open it, the smell of disuse and dust comes to you, but not moisture and not rot. Mm-hmm. And you have a set, as you can clearly see, of stairs going down in the same direction that the stairs go down from the landing.
Hey, that's towards the Mickey. Don't go down there.
Is this a staircase where it's very narrow?
Yes.
But the zigzag sign was on this door.
Yes.
I'm gonna look to the group and be like, well, I don't know what else. don't know where this goes.
We have to go down there. I'll go first if you want.
You
We
said
have
you
to
bought
get
us some
the
time. What
cylinders.
exactly did you do?
We don't have time for that. I'm going. If you guys stay up here, and I run down.
So Lucille with the torch goes down.
Bosley
Now the
follows.
second torch is still upstairs in Rex's hands, but Lucille's like whoosh and going down the stairs. What are the four of you doing immediately?
I'm falling down the stairs.
Following.
Follow
Cordell.
suit.
I'm going with.
All right.
Watch out, Lucille. Make sure these aren't the slippery stairs. Mr. Bijan was right about everything else.
And I start to go down, and I remember.
Everyone remembers Bob finally.
I say, you're right. Thank you, Bosley. I don't want to end up like Bob.
So you grab a handhold going in?
Yeah, so I grab the handhold. Bob's spirit just shows up the stairs like.
His ears are still pretty.
Yeah.
So, excuse me. So Rex, I'm going to have you give me a notice roll, and because Cordell, I just know you would look, give me a notice roll. Everyone else, no. Just those two.
All right. It's wisdom, right?
It is notice, yes, it's wisdom.
All right. 14.
18.
So both of you guys will notice this. In your case, Cordell, as Lucille goes down and the light is showing up, you can see scratched on the wall with something. Everything else you've seen in here has been nice, crisp, clear lines. This is something that's been scratched. There's a big arrow pointing at the stairs. In your case, you're going to see the same thing as you come around with your light because Cordell is now partially down. Something's been added. This is not part of this so far very clean and very crisp area. So at the bottom of the stairs, Lucille, you end up, there is a door. It has a small metal window in it, and there is a crisscross pattern in the window similar to the one at the first plastic curtain, but a quick touch and you realize that is not plastic, or if it is, it's really thick.
Okay, so that's blocking my path. So,
No, the door is blocking your path. I'm just telling you what.
Oh, okay, perfect. Then yeah, I'm just gonna try and open the door.
Okay, door opens and you step out. As you open, you can smell now a weird nature smell. Grass, leaves, that kind of stuff. Clean, fresh, but coming from ahead.
Okay, this is the way out. Okay, perfect. Then there, and I look and I say,
As you look back and up, you can see the other lights coming down.
I know they'll know where I went, so I'm just gonna run.
Oh shit! I'm like Lucille speed run.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys, everyone who's behind is going to see Lucille open the door and then whoosh gone. And you guys know Lucille's running.
Not again.
So Lucille's torch, you guys can comfortably see, is going in a large open area. As Lucille is running, and Lucille, as you get maybe 40 feet ahead, you can see light ahead of you. It is a weird, basically rectangle that the closer you run, the more of it starts to appear in front of you. And you're guessing the rectangle is maybe 25 feet wide that's opening up to what you think looks like sky. But for the rest of you, as Lucille just goes running down and you're coming into this room, the surface in here is black or maybe charcoal gray in color. And as you guys are going in, I'm assuming we're following Lucille. Are we running?
Well, as soon as... Oh, sorry.
Did Lucille take off on all fours with the torch in her mouth, or did she run on all?
I think she's running on two.
On two, yeah. No, I'm just running forward.
Sorry. Please proceed.
So,
So do I see the light at the end of this tunnel too?
not yet.
I just see Lucille book it.
You just see Lucille booking it but that way.
But the room we're in, there's no sign of where these power stones might be. They're not in this room at all.
No.
It's
So,
empty.
and now that you're taking the time, and that's why I was asking,
Yeah.
with the second torch, what you can see in here are a number of boxy shapes, okay? Each of the boxy shapes, there's maybe two here, there's one there, one there, one there. Each of the boxy shapes appears to be within a line, a colored pair of lines. They're white in color. Each of the boxy shapes has two circles that it's sitting on top of. Multicolored, a little dark, a little towards the center, which is generally white or silver in color. And they're just kind of sitting around. Now what's interesting is the circles, some of the circles seem to be more compressed than others, even on the same little boxy shape. But that's what you see as Lucille goes running out.
I don't quite understand what I'm looking at there.
I hunker down close on all fours. That kind of low, uncertain kind of crawl as I go down the rest of the stairs and keep an eye on the scratched arrow on the wall.
Yep.
I'm going to look to group. Well, if the power stones aren't here, I wonder if it's in one of those rooms we passed up there.
Mickey probably got them.
So do I see? I mean, like.
Yeah. So if you guys are not keeping up, let me run with
Yeah.
Lucille. Run with Lucille. That's great. As you go, you will notice that what you're seeing with that continuously increasing span of light is there is a raise in the path that you're going on, and unless you're stopping, you run up a small grade, and you are looking at a big opening. In front of you, there is what looks like for lack of a better term, a glass house, kind of right in the middle. There is a straight line of something to the right and a straight line of something to the left, but it really doesn't look to you like they would block you. Like you can just run and jump them. I mean, you do that in some of the games that you guys play. You just run and jump stuff.
So I mean, so am I looking at a big room or I'm outside? Like
You're looking at the outside directly ahead of you.
So I run until I hit the edge. So once I hit outside, and then.
So as you get closer, you realize that glass windowed house, that those straight lines, you could run around the straight lines, you could jump over them, you can run under them. Tell me what you're going to do as you get there. You're almost outside when you reach those.
Then I'll jump over them.
All right, so give me a dex save. Which would be hilarious if you don't make it, but I can't imagine. With the torch.
Did I add that? Oh, yeah. Well, I got a 9.
So 9. So it's not graceful. You kind of hit as you come down, but you stumble. You're on the other side of this line. As you come close to it, you will notice that it has an odd pattern to it. It is white and black stripes at the diagonal. But you leap over it, kind of stumble as you come through, and you walk forward. There is a weird strip sitting in front of you. It is metal. You know it's metal, but it is fully rusted, and it looks to you like there are teeth that are pointing out, which look like it might stop something from coming in. So maybe those teeth maybe they leap out. You're not really sure. But there's the outside ahead of you, and the outside ahead of you is pretty much what Mr. Bijan had said is buildings.
So yeah, at this point, now that I'm at the edge, and there's a whole world ahead of me, I don't want to lose them behind, so I'm going to try and deal with the metal teeth below, so I just pick up some rubble and toss it at it.
All right, so they just kind of clink and then fall in where the teeth are.
And I'm just going to, honestly, just kind of stare around
and wait
wait
that they're
for
following
them.
you? All right,
Yeah.
So for the rest of you guys inside, I have Cordell kind of hunkered down, still trying to stay to the shadows. What do you guys do?
We gotta find these power stones, right?
Exactly.
Right, so we gotta... And there's none in here, so what if we went back, tried to look through those rooms we passed earlier and see if we can find any power stones in those? We passed like 3 rooms getting to here, right?
Wait a minute, what about the Mickey?
What about it?
And Lucille's outside. Or Lucille's way up ahead.
Where'd
and
Lucille go?
disappeared from your vision. You know exactly where she ran.
We got to get Lucille under control.
But it'll take too much time, and we don't know how much time this makes you gonna be distracted.
Well, what did you tell it?
I made up some lie about us coming here regularly and not recognizing him, and him being on our turf, basically. And I think that kind of freaked him out a little bit. Yeah, believe me.
Bosley and Rex, give me a notice roll. Keep going.
What about the dogs?
What? They're weird, man. Whatever the
7.
Mickey did, they did. There's something spooky going on. Some kind of weird magic, as far as I know.
With an 18, Bosley, you will notice that where you guys are standing, just slightly ahead of you, scratched into the charcoal gray or almost black surface, there is another arrow pointing out. Looks to be the same style as the one inside the stairwell, but bigger and longer.
Hey guys, take a look at this.
And everybody looks down and notices it.
So it's pointing out. It's an
It's
arrow.
pointing in the direction Lucille ran.
So this is. I wonder why. Does it look like it was painted like?
No, it was scratched. It looks like it was cut, scratched, that type of thing.
Perhaps Mr. Bijan put this here to guide us?
Perhaps.
Or anyone who came after him.
That's not a bad suggestion. I just, for some reason, thought the power stones would be in this place, but yeah, maybe they're down this way too. Is there any kind of weird symbols on the door that Lucille went out of?
Well, you can't see where Lucille went because Lucille just kind of disappears above the horizon, effectively.
I gotcha. I thought maybe because we're in a staircase, I thought there was a door
Nope.
from the staircase to the hall. That
Well, so there is a door that you guys step through. You guys have stepped through and moved a few feet, but even from here, you're not seeing
So-
the upper horizon that Lucille ran
all right.
to.
Well, maybe I mean, if that's what your instincts. I mean, we all trust our instincts, right? If your instincts say follow the arrow, let's follow the arrow.
So what I'm going to allow to happen, Cordell, because of who you are, and the other two of you, because you're listening, Kenji, all three of you give me a notice roll. Not Kenji.
Got it. Not
Sorry,
Not
you're not getting punished. It's just you're the one who's taking action, so they all get to react.
Right.
11.
11, no.
8.
8, no.
9.
9, no. All right. So what are you guys going to do?
We're gonna follow the arrow, I suppose.
Yes.
I look at these two
Yeah.
too.
The arrow's pointing in the direction Lucille just ran.
We need to follow Lucille.
All right.
All right. So the group walks, runs, 4 legs.
Lucille's running, so we need to probably cover the distance. I'm gonna drop to all 4.
Yeah.
I'm going to go a little slower and make sure that we're still seeing arrows.
All right, so you're running with the torch. The rest of you are just
Yeah.
running. So the on all fours dogs are going to outpace you, which is fine. You kind of expected. You're still running straight up. So same situation is going to happen for Bosley. Are you all fours or are you on 2?
Yeah, I'm running with these guys on all
right.
fours, but
So on all fours, you guys are going to see maybe 30 feet ahead. You're going to suddenly start seeing the light of something. And as you get closer, it's starting to come more and more into view. And as you get to the bottom of that raised ramp, you guys are going to run up the ramp. And Lucille is leaning against a rectangle with 2 lines sticking out of it and is looking, as far as you can tell, she's looking at the ground.
so like when we get there, Bosley's going to kind of wheel back around and run back around to Rex just to kind of shepherd him forward a little bit.
So
make
Rex,
sure he
as
gets
you
there.
come up that same rise, you will see that there is another one of those arrows scratched at the top of the rise. And then you've got Bosley up next to you.
Do I hear
All right,
them running?
Let
Oh, yeah.
Bosley know.
So as you guys all come to the same place, same description, you got this basically glass box. You got these 2 lines sticking out, one from either side. They have these diagonal black and white stripes. And where Lucille is looking at something in the ground that looks like it has teeth sticking out towards the outside.
So I
And Lucille's been throwing shit at
I mean, if they see that, if I hear them coming just based on the numbers and the way they're coming, I'm like, it's most likely them.
Oh, no, you
So-
know it's them.
So then I walk up to the spike and just like kick it with my foot,
Okay.
Ow.
It doesn't move in any way, shape, or
like
form.
not hard.
Yeah, no, I get it. It doesn't move
Okay.
at all.
Nudge it.
And I'm assuming anyone with torches is putting them out because there's no reason to have them now.
We're actually outside now.
You are not outside. You are under about 10 more feet of whatever's above you, and then you will be out in it.
Is it still daylight then?
It is still daylight.
Hey, okay, good, you guys are here. We made it.
There is a weird bird sound. Weird just because of the way it echoes, but it's a bird sound that you guys know.
Did you say earlier that there's a town out ahead of us?
Yep.
Is it look like ruined? Like the
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you don't know. Maybe this is the way they build it, but they build it's pretty shoddy.
Cool. Got it.
So remember, Mr. Bijan said that they found them just in the homes, in the buildings here. Let's just pick, maybe not the closest one, but let's go a little ways this way, like 4 over or something, because
That's smart.
They need to be somewhere.
Okay, so are we moving in mass?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys move to the right. You start moving. Are you moving to the right or left?
I pull out my bow, and knock
Okay.
an arrow, and say, "Do you want me to go up front? I can keep an eye out for anything."
Sure.
Okay, so I'll ask again. Right or left as far as staying on the street sides?
Right?
Right.
Okay, so you move to the right. First building, it takes a little bit of time for the people who are moving slower to notice it, but there is a carved X on the ground there. And it is carved into, I'm not going to be able to describe it, it's carved into cement. There's an X. As you move to the next building, it becomes much more blatant. There's a carved X with some stuff dropped in the X to make it more, so that it stands out better. It looks like either broken glass or paint chips or something like that.
Can I sniff around here to see if because what I'm thinking is that something intelligent did this, and it was probably past people with callings.
So sniffing around, you don't sniff something that smells out of the ordinary for the smells that you've had here. So you are smelling no decay, but you are smelling some level of rot. You are smelling outside smells. There are some plant life smells here. This is not like when you went through the pipes. There's some kind of open smell, open area smell. At the very distinct edges, there may be things like bird shit and urine from things that have moved through here, but nothing that sets you off. As you guys are moving and looking at these things and crossing over each of these X's, you're noticing that there are more of the boxes with the circles that they're sitting on top of that are again in the same kind of condition where some of the circles are nice and round and some of the circles are kind of flattened down. Most of these boxes you're seeing have fairly bright colors, although they have been rain-worn and weathered. In some cases, all of the glass that's on them, that goes all the way around, is intact. In some cases, the glass is broken.
Hey, I got an idea.
What?
Why don't we go back to the Mickey?
Cordell, we're already
wait.
out here. What's it gonna do?
This is where the cylinders are.
You guys realize that as you're whispering, there's nothing else around. Like once every few minutes, you might hear a bird make a noise.
I just whispered. Because everybody.
Everyone else is whispering. But that's what I'm saying. You guys realize.
Why you whispering now?
I always whisper.
I feel a priority to help those whatever they were. As fellow dogs.
So I'll take a step towards you, like a not an intimidating one. And I look at you and I say, why do you want to help them?
Now imagine this. What if the Mickey has the cylinders? They're obviously doing something that they don't want someone else finding out about. What if we could strike a deal up to take the cylinders in exchange to keep quiet?
Well,
That's a lot of ifs.
I mean, the last
Kenji already talked to him and bought us some time. Maybe we can do it again. Maybe, you know what? I have some expertise in these kinds of things. Right? I know how to talk. I've done a lot of dealings on the side of my tripweed. I know how these kinds of negotiations go.
But you'd be negotiating with a creature you've never seen before, nor do you know what it wants.
That's a good point.
Are you guys standing talking?
Yeah.
Or just
Probably walking.
I guess we're looking for a building that doesn't have an X in front
Yeah.
of it.
No, that's what I'm asking you, walking,
I mean,
talking.
if we go building to building, what if there's more Mickeys?
Well, then there's more people to make deals with.
Or to kill.
And I look at you. What? And then I look at my bow and arrow out. Oh,
Yeah.
I guess you're right.
Not exactly.
At which
Get a
point,
piece.
Yeah.
for the
I mean, he
those
did
who
say
are
they're
not
dog
talking,
enslavers, so
Yeah.
I mean,
For the ones that are not talking, you will notice you're in front of a building that does not have an X in front of it. Clearly, as you look back, you're like, oh, yeah, they're done.
We found one.
What?
Also, we have to go back the way we came, so we could potentially run into the Mickey on our way back.
Let's find the cylinders.
Get the cylinders here, on our way back, rescue the pups.
That's what I was going to suggest.
So you guys are now standing in front of a building. So the last building has an X in front of it. This building does not. And as you look up the street, you don't see any more X's.
Do you want? How many of us are going in? I'll go in if you want to stay out here and be lookout. Or if you guys want to go to the next one, two of us can go in here and two can go to the next one. And one
I think we
can
should stay
out the
together.
Okay.
I'll stay out here. I'll start carving an X in front of it so that anyone who comes next doesn't get confused.
Excellent.
You guys all four go in, get the power stones. I'll be out here.
Perfect.
All
If
right.
you see any of those Mickeys, you let us know.
I'll howl.
Excellent.
So I pull out my crossbow. You know how to use one of these? Safety here.
simple
Here,
with it.
Safety.
I do know how to use it. Yeah.
Okay.
This little switch turns it fully automatic.
I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and leave this with you. Right, with the bolt in it.
Right.
Appreciate it.
Which doesn't just simply slip out anymore.
been modified. But
Modified. It's a
I think as a last, as a last ditch, red button kind of thing. You got this.
I don't know what a red button is, but I appreciate it.
Cordell, while we're going inside, while we're searching, could you tell us what a red button is?
Well, it's really an idea. It's like a metaphor for
Wait,
emergency.
Don't metaphors have to be based off of something?
No.
So go ahead and put more money into the.
No, they don't. Just the assurity of that.
I don't know enough about metaphors to say that's
I'm
wrong.
just making on the fact that Lucille doesn't understand.
Lucille's got a 10 intelligence, so Lucille's like, okay, I can't really disprove that right now.
So I'm going to take my dagger and start scratching an X in the concrete in front of the house.
Yes, right. So now, as you guys are approaching this building, and you look up, the building in front of you, and you're noticing this kind of everywhere, there's broken glass in a lot of the spaces. You're guessing now that what was put in each of the X's was kind of the broken glass to make it stand out a little more. You're not really sure why the first one doesn't have any in it, but as you're looking at this building, above you is a pair, basically two humps. It looks like a mountain. All right? It looks like basically two humps of a mountain standing in front of you.
Look at that.
This is the building you're looking at going into.
Yeah, so there's no door that we...
There's no door. All the glass has been broken in.
Oh.
And it appears that the masters built with a lot of glass. Because again, as you look down, there's almost no doors that you can see. Everything is just open.
Can I
Do we believe
use my
that we were
history?
Sure.
Do we believe that this is construction of the masters?
Yeah. Oh, you absolutely. This has to be.
15.
So with a 15, thinking history and looking at your voracious reader, you have seen pictures of the masters' cities in some of the books that you've seen, and some of the all-paper books. So many of the books that you have a different textured cover to them. We'll call them hard covers. You've also seen soft covered books that are so soft the paper feels almost identical to the interior paper. There's lots of pictures there. And yes, the masters seem to somehow build with glass. It's not something you guys have really been able to do, build with glass.
So we don't have shoes, so we're barefoot.
No, I envision that you guys do have shoes
Okay, we
or
do.
boots
Okay,
or that
perfect.
kind of thing. Yeah, I've been looking, like some of the pictures
Like
are
good.
drawn in here that they do, some aren't. And in
Okay.
most cases, they just don't want to draw feet.
I bet
So-
it depends on the class too. Like
Right.
a ranger or a barbarian might have
But yeah,
have shoes.
let's assume that it's your choice if you shod your feet or not.
I'll say I will say yes because I was going into not forest territory. So
I don't wear shoes. It's much quieter without them.
Right.
do you need to worry about the class?
No, I'll go around it.
Okay. So then I'll just try and go in through whatever entrance I
All right.
can.
So as you guys approach, there's effectively up front. There are 3 entryways, and when I say entryways, there's nothing in front of you. There is a smaller entryway, and there are 2 larger entryways. What you see in front of you, inside the entryways, the smaller one is an open space. The larger ones have tables and benches in front of them. Where's everyone going in?
I'll go through one of the large doors.
Okay, so you basically move in, you kind of inch your way through one of the bench areas, and you can see there's more tables going back. At the back of the building, what you see is a long bench. There are 2 more of, actually it'd be 3, there's 3 of the rectangles that sort of look like the rectangles you saw in the room upstairs. And then behind that, there are a couple of rows of metal. Lots and lots of metal.
Okay, well, I'll go to one of the rows of metal. I mean, do they look...
Anyone else doing anything?
I'll go look in that
All
same
right.
area.
So
I'll
in
also
front of you,
search.
blocked out from where you're at, there is a basically you would call it a table or a counter or a bar. Kind of a little bit looks like Gary's place. Metal top. You will have to hop that to get behind.
That's fine,
to get
yeah.
back where it is.
I'll do that.
So, and you're going to do the same thing, Rex. So the two of you get back there, and you have 3 rows where there is metal from floor to ceiling. There's flat surfaces. There's looks like cupboard surfaces. There are some open holes that are in there. There is a little bit of a smell of rotting food in here. More sweet than bad, but old. Very, very old.
There's old food in here, but I mean, and I'm looking around for containers, effectively, or anything that looks like. Because I mean, we have basic buildings, so I'm sure I know what a cabinet or a cupboard looks
So
like.
as you guys, I'm gonna speed you up a little bit. As you guys are looking through here, the things that you will find, you find 2 boxes of, again, this plastic that you guys have seen before. 2 boxes of plastic tubes. Each of the tubes is approximately 7 inches long, and on one end there seems to be a corrugated area where you can bend them. And there is 1 box of 2-inch long, 1/2 inch wide, approximately 1/4 inch thick packets. They are white with a little red coloring on them.
Do the bendy things, do they look like they're made? You said they're made of plastic?
They're definitely made of plastic.
Okay, I'm gonna stick that in my rucksack.
Okay, box.
Oh, box?
Yeah.
And
When you open the box, they are collections of piles of them put together.
I'll
Grab
just
one
take
of those.
a collection, put
All right.
it in my box, or my rucksack.
You know
and
what to
then-
write down, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'm just continuing. I mean,
Okay.
just
Is anyone doing anything with the little rectangles? We leaving those?
I'm gonna grab a few because they're
Okay,
fascinating.
This is what they're both grabbed the same thing.
No,
No.
different things. This one picked up plastic tubes. This one picked up weird little rectangles with humps.
Rectangles and plastic tubes.
Yep. Other than that, you guys have made a full circuit of this place, and
I
other
think
than
we're clear
broken things
here.
and metal things, nothing else in here that's going to stand out. And definitely not volumes of anything.
okay, guys. All I found were some plastic tubes. I mean, we should just move on to the next place. They said this place is so dangerous. I haven't seen any danger. I'm getting concerned. We should try to go quicker if we can. And I'm gonna suggest it. I know you guys don't want to. I'm faster than you all. I could go faster by myself. If you guys want to take the next one, I can go to the one further. If there is a problem, I can run from it faster than you.
Just watch out for the 2-headed giants.
If I see 1,000-foot 2-headed giant, I'll let you guys know. I assume you guys would feel it and see it as well, but we'll go from there. So you go to this one, and I'm gonna go to the next one.
So the group is going to which one? The next one down the line, or the
Yeah.
So the next one that doesn't have an X, or the one that still had an X from before?
The one that doesn't have an X. We're going to the ones
No,
that.
no, not you.
Oh.
Everyone else.
So there's one that had an X on it that we didn't.
Correct. Well, there were 5 in a row that had X's in front of them.
I'm gonna go to the next one that had an X on it.
All right, so going back one.
Yeah, I'm
all
going
right?
back one.
What about you two?
Going forward one.
Forward one and Bosley.
Are we all splitting up?
Not specifically. I'm just asking where you're going.
I want to go to the one that didn't have the glass and the X.
Did not have the glass in the X at all. All right.
Yeah.
So here's where we're at.
Maybe they got
Kenji's
interrupted
out.
and they just never
You guys
came.
know where we are. Kenji's out in the street. Bosley is going to the first building outside of, we all know what it is, the garage. Okay. Then from there, from the one that had the 2 mountain peaks on it, we have Cordell going to the one to the right of that one. That's the last one that had an X previously. I have Rex going to the next one that did not have an X, and I have Lucille going to the next one that did not have an X. That sound right to everyone as best you
Yeah.
got it? Okay. So Cordell, you're the only one that needs to make a roll. I would like to have you make a notice roll.
Right.
Ooh, nice.
Nice. So that's a 18 plus notice, which is wisdom, right?
Yes.
All right. So that's 18.
Okay, so Cordell, as you go into this one, it is obvious that something has torn through here. There are piles of boxes thrown to the side, and they look like they've been torn open. All right, there's a bunch of, I'm going to use the words junk. Like there's 2 foamy things connected by a plastic bend. There's a bunch of those. There are a couple of long strings of wire, but when I say long strings of wire, when you roll it up, They're 10-foot long strings of wire with 2 squares at either end. They look different to you.
Okay.
As you continue working your way back, you can see that the door, you can tell, has been wrenched open. As you go through there and go into the back and start looking in there, you are able to find a box of cylinders. The first box you find has cylinders about the size of a pencil, thickness of a pencil, but the same size.
So it looks like they fit into the tubes.
Yeah, but looks like they fit. From what you saw, they looks like they're too small. So, do you want to play with them, pull anyone back, or continue looking?
I want to keep looking.
All right.
I want to hang on to those. I want to keep looking.
All right. So you're holding the one pack,
Yeah.
and you do find a box that has that size. You're pretty sure that
All right.
size cylinder. You're pretty certain.
So I drop the other ones.
Yep.
I grab the box.
Yep.
And I come running out.
Yep.
Come on! I got him!
You bark, 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 bark.
No, I'm just
Oh,
talking.
you're hollering.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, I got him! Come on!
All right. So everybody except Kenji, give me a notice roll. Bosley, you're at disadvantage.
Oh,
Oh,
doesn't matter.
7.
Your inebriation.
19 and a 1.
You think you hear something?
Okay. And so
Very swing.
And you were a
7.
19 and 1.
All right, so Lucille, you will hear him hollering as you come back. You don't see Rex coming out of the building that Rex went into.
Oh, I don't go. If he calls out, I don't go back to him.
You don't go back to him saying, "Hey, come here."
No, if
Cordell
he says,
hollered, "Hey, get over here."
No, I said I got him.
he said he got them,
Yeah.
which means he found some, but I know he didn't find hundreds.
Okay, all right. So you're continuing,
Or at least I'm pretty sure.
All right, so you're continuing looking.
I'm still
All right.
looking.
So you come out. Literally, everyone's ignoring you except Kenji, who comes over and he's got a good sized box of them. And you two, looking at them as you open them up, looks like they are the right size.
So I'm gonna bring out my extra bag because we each have an extra bag. I'm gonna stick it out, have you put them in there, and I'm gonna have you go back and get more if you can.
All right.
I'll collect them for you if you want to start making runs.
So roughly 20 minutes goes by of doing this. The two of you will make your way out. At this point, you see Kenji's just standing there with bags in front of him. Just on the ground, bags that are tied up. Bosley, you come out. You haven't found anything. The two of you have found some more junk, but nothing that's those cylinders. And as you guys come out, you will all see Cordell. Cordell looks kind of tired. Cordell's bringing another box, but kind of dragging as he's bringing it out on his shoulder now.
There's a little help here.
Yeah, Kenji, you know
Classic
he came out, he
overachiever.
was kind of running out with it
Right.
to begin with. And you
us all
pour
what's
in,
good.
you now have 5 bags of them sitting in front of Kenji as Cordell dumps the last group in.
Hell
I
yeah.
think that's enough.
How many are in a bag?
This many?
Oh, okay. So so a good
Yeah,
amount.
it's
okay.
a bag full.
Okay.
A
And
good
each,
size. Let's go with a different term. It's a sack full.
since I was going faster,
Yep.
I mean, every time I go into a house, I would come out, take my knife, and just quickly make a slash in front of it. Not even, I mean, as deep as I can, which is
Very
quick.
good.
So yeah, I mean, 5 bags. Looking at that, I'd be like, I think this is enough for now. I mean,
So that they know where the stuff is.
honestly, guys, if we need more,
As you pick up one of the bags, you realize it's heavy. It's not ridiculous, but adding it to your rucksack, you guys are probably at your upper end for most of you.
Yeah, I mean-
Cordell, this is going to be pretty tiring.
I feel like if
Hey, I did all the hard work here finally, so we just go to be beast of burden.
I can also carry Cordell's bag. I'm pretty strong.
I mean, I'll carry too if I need to, or I can be, on lookout. But I mean, this was really easy.
At which point, when you say that, as if karma is working towards you, you can hear this weird which kind of comes from down the way, and all of you feel a very slight.
It's the giants. It's the
Oh.
giants.
We gotta run.
I run.
Go.
Up the stairs.
So everybody grabs a bag.
So yeah, I'll grab.
cave.
a
I don't
bag.
grab a bag because he said he was
Kenji,
going to carry
you
mine.
grab 2.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Go
grab-
ahead and give me your strength roll. And are you guys running?
I'm running.
I'm gonna.
I'm not waiting around to see how true the rumors are.
I'll fall back. I want to make sure everybody gets out.
All right. So you are at the back, but you are moving with them.
Yes,
All right.
but honestly, I'm looking back because I want to see this thing.
So everybody else has gone down into the garage. You're standing there at the edge, and what you see come around the corner, a long ways down, your estimate would put this thing at maybe 15, not 1,500, 15 feet. And what steps around is a giant dog But when it finishes stepping around, there's another head connected to its shoulder. And the other head has the weird triangular ears like you saw in the picture inside the temple. And it's doing something at the dog head. And at one point, the dog head turns around and snaps at it. The other head kind of backs away, and then it opens its mouth and it puts its teeth forward, and then they're gnashing at each other as the body is walking your way.
How far away is it from me?
500 feet at least at this point, but it is clearing distance quickly, and as it steps towards you, it's shuddering more and more.
Lucille.
And I look back at all of them, and then I look.
And they're all like, come on, come on, come on!
And I look at it, and I'm like, I have to see. And so I drop the bag. So what I want to do effectively is I want to drop the bag, quick draw my bow, because I want to shoot at the non-dog head.
So as you drop the bag, it's weird. You didn't hear a whole lot of noise. It was just these cylinders kind of click, click. Both heads stop doing what they're doing, and they look right at you.
And then
and the thing is now running at you. Boom, boom, boom.
So I want to fire once.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
And then I'm going to be running.
Yeah.
We're already
can I use
already
thing, guys?
Yes.
Thank you.
Two-headed giant.
Okay, so that's a 21 to hit.
So yeah, you thunk it hard into the head you were aiming at. Don't need to roll. You thunk it hard into the head that you're aiming at.
Yeah, we're not gonna beat it.
But you hit it in the cheek, and it's moving, trying to get it out with its little tongue. The tongue is weird. When it's sticking its tongue out, you can see little points on its tongue.
And then I look back at all of them and say, I got it! And I pick up the bag and I say, run! And then I run.
So you guys run in,
Lucille.
back up the stairs as you come. As you come through the room, you're in the open area. Where you're at, ahead of you is back in where the Mickey is. To the left is the way out. What do you guys do?
Left.
We need to just
Way out.
leave.
Yeah, go back the way we came.
Yes, Cordell?
I've got to make a roll.
All right.
17.
So you
Hell
can
yeah.
survive it.
Self-preservation. Hang
You
on.
guys are out.
Sharp left.
So at this point, you guys are now kind of mad dashing. You run down, you run out, down the stairwell, or down basically the small slope, down to the edge. As you're coming out at the far edge, you guys will notice that it is getting dark. You guys are going to move your way down the outside. I want everybody to give me an advantage climbing roll unless somebody is lowering you.
I was gonna say, I tell everybody, wait, put the bags down, let's tie them to these. And I use the 2 extra ropes that were for lowering, you
So
mentioned.
just to clarify, we made it all the way back to that tunnel we climbed up into.
Yes.
Perfect. All right.
Okay, so then I want to use those.
Is everybody giving him the bags?
We only
Yeah.
yeah.
So
So
5 bags.
so well, I mean, like 3.
Maybe we can come back for
feeling
the
it, it's
Doberman.
Oh, it's-
great.
Isn't there water down below? Drop them in the water.
No. Cordell, you go down first. Hey, Kenji,
Okay.
you lowered.
I start to tie the rope
lowered
around my waist.
Cordell down first.
Lower me
All right.
down.
I'll lower him down.
All right. So here's the question: are you doing that again, going down?
Yeah, that's how I go. That
All right.
makes it easier
So-
for the guy working the rope.
Don't worry about lowering. The problem is, as you're lowering, unlike coming up, you're lowering at a little faster rate, and Cordell eventually you're like, ow, ow.
Okay. I'm like, hey, I try and kick out with my
So,
legs, right?
Yeah, you can keep yourself if you do help with that.
Yeah, okay,
So the
okay,
minute
all
you
right.
start helping, you can make your way down
Okay.
untied.
And now after those are tied up, and I'll say, okay, when you're done with him, lower these down, and we'll pick them up halfway down. I'm gonna keep an eye this way, and I set up, I crouch down, and I knock an arrow and just wait.
So everybody is going down except Lucille. As you get down to the bottom area where the bags are, you guys will untie them, take them down the last roughly 12 feet. Lucille, they've all passed the level where that water is.
Is Chuck and North still down here?
Yeah, they're on the far side. You can tell that as they saw you coming down, they're coming over. When you're down, you just see them kind of starting to put things. They got piles of something on the raft, and you can see little trail of smoke. But they're now going over as the rest of them are coming down.
That smells pretty good.
Lucille, what you can see down the passageway ahead of you you can see a bright light, not a flame, not a flickering light, but a bright light coming your way. And after a little bit, at approximately 2 foot to 2.5 foot in height, you see a number of things move in place, and really what you're seeing is 2 pairs of triangular ears, and they come into place, and you can hear them chomp, 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 starting to run your way.
Run my way. Oh, they're running?
Yep.
You're gonna have to dive.
Yeah, I mean, so I look back at them and I think, if they get here, they can just climb down the ropes.
Yes.
So I
Have to cut the rope.
wait. They should
They're
be down.
all down. Well, there's no movement on
Yeah.
the rope, and as you pull, there's no strain to the rope.
So I look down to where they are, and I look back. I cut the ropes.
So down below, you guys will all suddenly
my
hear
rope.
and the ropes all come down.
And then I run back as far as I can so they won't get me, and I just dive.
Into
Run
the
and
water.
dive. All right, here we go. So this is a
You better-
dexterity
better hope
save.
you don't mess this
You are
up.
disadvantaged.
That makes sense. It is 100 feet. Okay, so that first one's a 19. That's pretty good. And the second one, hey, that's still pretty good. That's a 12, but with my dexterity, that's a 16.
All right, so you guys are loading onto the rafts, and you guys are kind of looking up. The ropes have come down. You have no idea what's going on. Now, do you scream coming down, or do you just come
No,
down?
I just
Okay.
go down because I know that if I scream, I'm wasting air and my mouth will be open for water. I'm going point. I'm like,
you're going point
I
in?
need to get into the water as least flat as possible.
All right, so you guys
Lucille
are kind
Loganis.
of looking up, loading. Now you're completely loaded. You guys are all looking up. At which point, what did we do with the ropes? Did we leave them?
So I'm gonna leave the rope, the 50-foot of rope, because now it's been damaged. Mm-hmm. I'm going no time. So
All right, so everyone leaves all of the ropes.
Yeah.
Besides
Very good.
Kenji, we'll
All right.
probably have another set.
So
we need
coming
one.
down after a little bit, you guys can see Lucille just goes right past you within 8 feet of the raft and
like a Kieran through the night.
Lands right on the rocks.
bam! No, the 16 just makes it. There's a couple of moments as everyone's just kind of quietly watching, and Lucille comes up.
Wow, I didn't think I was gonna make that one. I was close, and I'm gonna swim back. And
I'll pull you up onto the raft.
the little Dobers were coming. They would have swarmed us. Oh, well, I'm glad you guys are safe. Good job getting down.
They would have swarmed you.
So you're right.
And at this point, Chuck pushes off and says, "So, tell us what happened." And that's where we're going to close out. Is you guys telling the tale
All right, yeah.
of getting the magic cylinders.
I specifically embellished how I shot this giant thing in the head.
Thank you for listening to another NCRP Productions podcast. To stay on top of everything we're doing, you can follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and like us on Facebook, all at NCRP Productions. You can show your support and help us continue to produce content by joining our Patreon. We offer additional podcasts like our B-Sides and have GM materials, maps, and other fun things you can discover over time. You can find our podcasts on YouTube, Anchor, Spotify, Apple, Google, and many other fine podcast sites. Just look for us at NCRP Productions. We value your thoughts, so please don't hesitate to leave us feedback or comments. And if you would like to contact us directly, you can email us at ncrpproductions@gmail.com.